time has expired. Now I want to recognize Ms. Schakowsky from Illinois for 5 minutes.
Thank you so much. Director Young, it's great to see you. Happy to be back on the Budget Committee. As I know you know, the bipartisan infrastructure law that we passed also included the Building America, the Building America and Buy America Act, which I am so happy is part of that legislation. It requires that all federal financed infrastructure projects use American iron and steel, manufactured products, and make sure that we really are buying and building America. As OMB, in your role at OMB, and in really implementing this, I wanted to just say that I think that it is so critical that the federal infrastructure programs maximize the creation of good union jobs at the same time as we're addressing the supply chain and making it clean and more secure. So while I understand that there are some exceptions in the law of Build America, Buy America, I want to make sure that we're implementing that in a targeted way, in a transparent way, and a time-limited way. And so I just wanted to ask you if there's any update on the implementation of the Build America, Buy America, and taking into consideration what I was saying about some exceptions.
If you want to hear the president get excited, talk about Made in America. And I'm happy to say the Made in America office, which was established by the president and made statutory by the bipartisan infrastructure law, so I thank you all for that, is housed in OMB. And for far too long, agencies would just issue waivers with Buy America without real analysis to see what products they could secure from American manufacturers. The president, and I've heard him say it, to his cabinet over and over, not on his watch. And if there are waivers, they better be term limited, and they have to have justification that it would imperil these projects. So we are very much aligned to make sure that we not only take the spirit of Buy America, which has been on the books, I think, 70 years, but actually do it. And you have our commitment to continue to work together, be aggressive here. Let me just give you one example. We worked extensively with the Department of Transportation to develop their plan for domestic content participation for EV chargers. That'll support investments in the supply chain, consistent with an aggressive expansion of domestic manufacturing. Because we all said we wouldn't go down this route of having supply chain shortages if we ever found ourselves in a pandemic or in other complicated situations like we see with the invasion of Ukraine. We need to make more here. We also see the updated rule increase the percentage of value for manufactured products from 55% to 60% this past fall. It'll go up to 65% in 2024 and 75% in 2029. Okay. So we welcome the collaboration, happy to take input on where we could do better. We don't want to stall projects, but people need to look for American products. They're out there, and agencies have to take the time to find them when they make sense.
So with just half a minute remaining, what is an example of something that at least right now might have to be an exception?
So if we can't find enough minerals, for example, as we ramp up our battery production in this country, we might have to bring in some content. But the idea is that won't be forever. and that we need to do more here. Because we've seen now what every American now knows what supply chain means. And that was not the case before the pandemic. And we should never find ourselves in that position again.
And it would be limited in time, right?
That is the goal for all of this. As we see our manufacturing boost, almost 800,000 jobs in manufacturing added under this president. So as we see these jobs come back to the U.S., more made in America, the idea is that will create systemic long-term change.
The gentlelady's time has expired. Gray,